We are live. Let me just get this out of the way. The reason that I am attired in such a headpiece and blonde wig is because they are not a headpiece and blonde wig. They are a part of my body. All right. Let's discuss something a little, a little deep, dark. There was an explosion a few weeks ago. A military veteran self-deleted himself in a very expensive vehicle. A lot of us can't afford, and a lot of people don't like it. Let's just say they don't do well in cold weather, and sometimes the tires fall off, and it's created by one of the richest persons on earth. Actually, the richest person on earth. Fire alarm means something I should avoid. So this person performed a grave act of injury to several individuals and self-harmed himself. He was known as a veteran of the armed forces, the military. I'd also found the story intriguing because he was a very decorated soldier. And as a matter of fact, he couldn't yawn the way I just yawned. This person was kind of over the trajectory of the United States and wanted to change. He did this act trying to wake up the Americans, and he wanted to, how do you say, get his point across. So he did it a way of wish to leave this world. It's more to coil in his own way, and all the things he'd done. It's a way of helping him to get where he needs to be there. The way to get off the mortal coil is not to yawn or to speak in a way that you yawn and don't say excuse me. That's red. Your skin is not red. But it's artistic expression. We all express ourselves for the sake of expression. So you have a lot. The number one that most humans have is having amniotic fluid on them when they come out from mother's womb. They have an inbuilt concept of their body, and they have to get it cut off. Or a small child, and they do not have the means to cut it off themselves. They need a doctor, professional practitioner of human anatomy to slice it off, so that child can walk a bit around and grow and suckle his mother's breast and do the things that the baby does until he becomes an adult and grows older. So, and as Bill Cosby once said, when a being such as that is born, they have a bit of brain damage. When the child is born, brain damage. Some brain damage actually without head trauma. Some with a piece of paper at the back of the head, a sheet of paper at the back of the head, will cause brain damage. Imagine all real brain damage from a sheet of paper. Okay, so the incident took place 2025, and I won't say the person's name out of respect to the family, and because I was not there, I do not know much about this individual. but it took place in the front of Trump Hotel. And as you will notice, the video that I cannot and will not show, the windows in the Trump Hotel were not damaged. I understand that the configuration was an upward trajectory, and the vehicle mostly remained intact. There was several bits of that were destroyed. Also, the person was burned beyond recognition, and he tried to do this as a way to warn and to tell his plight to the American people. And this is a way of him not being weak and taking a stand for something. Now, we got to see what part of America, what in the body politic of America would make a man who's a dedicated military veteran, a person with a distinguished record, extensive education, is also somewhat affluent and has a bright future ahead of him. A young man like that, physically fit, mentally fit for the most part, physically fit for the most part, coming from a good stock. What, pray tell, make this gentleman explode himself inside of a vehicle shaped like a whirlpool washer and dryer that can cut a carrot with its doors, that can't survive Chicago winter. It's reached a speed of over 100 miles an hour in less than 7 seconds. A vehicle such as that, filled with gasoline, fireworks, explosives, and the sort, will drive a person to nickels and dimes. What would make a person like that? Fluent hand movements. What would make a person like that explode a vehicle outside of Trump Hotel? And would this person be considered a bomb about to go off? If you love this country, if you're so fluent, if you're so smart, coming from good stock, this man was decorated, currently decorated, distinct. What would make him perform such a violent act? And why would he take such violence to himself and others? It's well known that they've said that no one was injured. Only the building was harmed. The structural integrity is there. And there was some blasts inside the building. There was some shrapnel and such. But there was no one harmed. There were several people that were harmed in this. And to get his point across, why would he go to an area where there's no one there? Where he's the only one there. Where no one's outside. There's not a crowd. There's not a target of retribution, a person to direct this retribution. He did not single out a single diplomat, a single CEO, a single corporation employee, paradist, cheerleader, fur trader, automotive technician, hairstylist / esthetician, toe wingler. None of the sort were in this posture of hate that this man made the decisive curve to go into a passion of violence to do this in the way that he did it. What would provoke one to do something like that, especially one of his station? Also, the parking, but you're going to want to pack that in. Taking a 50 caliber ball weapon, sticking to one's temple, and seeing with the mechanistic ability of this weapon, and shooting one's cranial matter all over, and then explode. My question is, how did he do the explosion? Was the weapon used first? There's a detonator. Was there a fuse? There was fire. There's fire. Trump was not there. There was no fury and fire. There's no Trump there. We're glad that the president was not harmed. We're glad we still have a president. We were glad that no one was killed besides him. We didn't want him to get killed. We didn't want him to harm the building. Though there was damage. There was a person that destroyed themselves, destroyed the inner every essence of them that was put by God's providence, God's grace to make this man, who was someone's child, was once a child. He was once a child. Think of this. Put this into your mind. Put this into your frontalis, your cerebral cortex, your medulla oblongata, in the cradle of your thoughts. At one point, this person was a small tow-headed child, baby. At one point, who grew to become a person that had such retribution towards whatever forces he did, that he would do 2 acts of violence, 2 to himself, to a structure, to several people that were in the vicinity, with some booming, thunderous violence. Did you know such an explosion, if one is not in the blast area, could stop someone's heart from not even 200 meters away? Did you know that? If by chance a person was not even in the blast area, if someone's on top of the building, I'm not a physicist, on top of the building, away from the blast, the heart could have stopped. A configuration like that could cause someone to have an arrhythmia, just from the blast. The energy of something like that could have taken someone's life inadvertently. It's the intentions. What are his intentions in doing this? A function of a dysfunction may be a function for the functional utility. A bad function. Took upon himself to do an act to distance himself from being a utility. There was panic in the streets. Even the other violent act that was done, not even in Las Vegas, at the Trump Hotel. How would I know about the blast area and what an explosion of that energy could do? Having never owned a Cybertruck, having never exploded something, having never exploded myself, or to have an upward trajectory of shrapnel or particles on myself voluntarily to be set off or set on, put on or put off, put about, put upon. Never done that, because I was also a veteran. Didn't see combat. Didn't kill anyone. Didn't take a life. However, I operated these weapons. Some of them. I had training. I had indoctrination. I had physical fitness forced upon me. I do not know what the individual that self-deleted himself was experiencing, despite the news that may say. It's not a movie. It's not starring Jason Statham, Tom Cruise, or The Rock. This is real life. And we cannot know the perils or the depths to which this man suffered, ventured, climbed, slid, failed, punctured himself, healed himself, carried on forwards or backwards. We just don't know. We cannot know. His closest compatriots would not know or be able to repeat the experience of the trajectory of his suffering, or to translate that suffering into action. purposeful or no purpose, wasted or properly used energy or momentum. However, one could reflect on the waste of a good man to inject himself into a slippery situation and take action. This action would be condemned by a great deal. There was a statement made. He even left a letter to justify why he did what he did. His justifications for doing such an act, such a thing, in the way, in such fire and conflagration. There's no justification. When veering on such an attack, I'm reminded of September 11th. I'm reminded of the invasion of Iraq. I'm reminded of the lynching of George Floyd. I'm once reminded of the assassination of Ahmaud Arbery. These are not combatants. They are poor victims in the system, individuals susceptible to those very points they were raised to represent, serve, disavow, scoff, indulgence themselves, remember, rudely, and in the American dream pursuit, learned them. And they lost their lives because of it. The individual involved in this cannot be comparably put against these subjects that have lost their lives. Put against, put upon, put on, put off, put forward, put backwards. It's a game of jeopardy, my friends. You make those decisions to where you want to drive yourself forwards, backwards, inwards, outwards. Put upon, put off, put backwards, put forwards. Put together, put apart, set apart. Put off. They put off a lot. People were put off. They were put off by this act. A danger to society has been removed. As well, a good man was removed from society. Can we blame the military, industrial, non-complex? Can we blame the simple American justice system for vilifying those who are labeled as the dregs of society and those dubbed as the heroes could swiftly get away and slide out from justice by not having the benchmarks of being arrested, being profiled, beaten, stolen, given, neglected, filed, defiled, fixated, put off course, re-educated, colonized, decolonized, stripped, imbued, dirtied, cleansed, bleached, soiled. There's many ways to which we Americans have been purified, soiled. I cannot judge this person any more than you can judge me. But let us rest in the knowledge that one less is one less, and one more is more. We are more because of what others have done and what we do. So let us not forget. Jack Dungeon, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 and goodbye.